Hi, my name is not Eileen, you can call me Anna. I finished reading the book Throne of Glass a couple of days ago and I wanted to make a video review about it. I already have a review up on Goodreads, so if you want to go check that out, it has no spoilers, whereas this video review is going to contain some spoilers for the book. As soon as I started reading this book, I have to be honest and say that I didn't really like it, but I kept going anyway because a lot of people had said that it got better with the series, and I was hoping that the book itself might get better as well. If I just kept going, it might improve. So first of all, I just want to start off with a couple of things I did like about the book. The main thing is that the plot did pick up towards the end of the book and got much more interesting to me. I felt like it was too slow in the beginning. And the character of Nehemia, I really loved her character. I felt like she had really good motivations. Her character was well thought out. I'm actually having difficulties coming up with a lot of reasons why I liked her, and I think it is probably actually just because she was surrounded by other more terrible characters. I'm sorry. So now that I've said the two main things I did like, I'm just going to get in and tell you the issues that I had with the book. The main thing for me that I found while reading this book was that the writing felt like it was lacking, and at times it even felt lazy. There were some lines where it would just say an hour passed, and this is when two characters that are meant to be in a relationship now are actually developing that relationship, and it just says that an hour passed. Really? When it just says that an hour passed, you don't actually get to go on the journey with the character and actually see and feel the relationship developing, and we were just told that it was, and I didn't connect with that at all. I really disliked that. Another thing was when Selena and Dorian were talking at one point, she asked him, you know, what are some of your favorite books, and it said he listed some. That is so lazy. That is something that I do in NaNoWriMo when I'm pressured by the time of having to write 50,000 words within 1 month, but I come back and fix it before any possible idea of publishing a book. Like, please, come on, tell me what books he likes. It will add to his character. Are you kidding me? I found that a lot of instances in the book we were told things rather than being shown them. I don't have an actual example at the moment, but yeah, I just felt like a lot of times in the book we were just told things, we were meant to just kind of accept it without it actually being shown and demonstrated to us. Another big issue for me was that the characters kept on contradicting themselves. Okay, so Selena is an assassin. She's meant to be disciplined and clever, but in reality she's very whimsical, easily distracted by attractive men or clothing. She's always thinking about her own appearance and whether she looks attractive. Seriously, girl, you're an assassin. Why do you care about this stuff? Obviously, your assassin mentor did not discipline you enough or teach you enough. You cannot possibly be the greatest assassin because you just suck. I'm sorry. You're terrible. It just really bugged me that she's meant to be an assassin. Assassins work in the shadows and they're not seen and no one knows who they are. At least that's my understanding. Sure, within assassin groups, you can know other assassins and who's the best assassin out of the assassin groups. But in the wider world of people, you know, everyday people, why would they know her name? It bugged me that in the tests when she got to pretend that she's not as great as everyone else, just kind of stick in the middle, don't be seen as the threat and everything, she gets really upset that everyone sees Kane as amazing, and she's like, I wish that they could see that I'm the best because I am the best. She's so self-absorbed, and that really bugged me because as an assassin you're meant to just, you know, have all this discipline, which she did not have at all. I felt like the character emotions kept on changing as well. One minute they would be really angry, and the next minute or paragraph they would act as if they're in love with each other. That is not a good relationship, and I don't believe it for a second. Other situations where emotions were not adding up was when Selena would be really closed off and saying, I'm not going to reveal anything, and then in the next paragraph, again, she'd be like spilling her secrets and be like, this is what I was hiding from you. I didn't understand why Kale was so cautious around Selena, and he kept on seeming to be like, you know, I have to stop her from killing people. She could be working against the prince and everything, but she is literally see-through. She would be a terrible actress. Everything is out in the open for people to see. Selena is so... There were a lot of things in the book which I felt did not add up, but we were just expected to accept and then move on. An example of this is where in the end duel, Dorian wants to stop the fight, but he is afraid that if he does, she'll be disqualified. And it's never explained. You just have to sort of piece together the fact that, yeah, his father is ruthless and unfair and would basically use any excuse to disqualify her. And that would be okay if later on, Selena did not say the exact same thing of, you know, Dorian, you couldn't have done anything. I would have been disqualified. How would she know that? It's not stated in the rules, so why would they be so certain of it? It made no sense to me. Another thing is that throughout the book, I felt like everyone was so shocked by blood and death. Dorian and Kale were like really upset and worried about what was happening in the mines and stuff, and I'm like, dude, it's your kingdom's prison. Like... Why are you shocked about this? Okay, Selena, she's an assassin. She kills people for a living and she's getting really self-righteous. At one point there was a line where it was like, champion is just a dressed up word for murderer. This is Selena thinking this. Selena, so is assassin. You murder people. Don't get all self-righteous with me. I will smack you down. And I don't understand why, if Cale is the captain of the guard and he's a really good soldier, why is he essentially working for the prince instead of the king? I also felt like the romance did not make sense. Selena and Dorian would be arguing and suddenly she'd be thinking, wow, he's so attractive. I felt like a lot of it was just us being told that they were in love without actually seeing it happen. And again, as I mentioned this before, when we're told things and not shown them, there's this lack of connection. So I just didn't connect with the characters actually feeling things for each other. It just felt forced. I could tell through the book that we were meant to think that Cale was falling in love with Selena as well. There was a lot of like focus on him either staring at her or thinking about her and things like that. So I could tell that that's kind of where it was going, but it didn't make sense to me. Did it make sense to you? Because it didn't make any sense to me at all. Finally, the last point is that I didn't understand any character's motivation. We were told constantly that Selena's motivation was her freedom. She wants to be free. That's the only reason she's working to be the champion, so that she can have the 4 years and then she'll be free to do whatever she wants. But again, it was one of the things that was told to us and not shown. And I know that there were a lot of things in Selena's past that were kept hidden, and that's for suspense reasons. They want to keep you reading more so that you can be like, well, I don't know what happens to Selena, so I better read the next book so that I can find out, because it'll be revealed in later books, I'm sure it is. I just didn't feel anything for Selena. She was annoying and she acted like a spoiled brat most of the time. As for the other characters, Dorian's motivation, I'm not sure. I think he wanted to annoy his father. It wasn't made clear to me what Dorian's motivation was. As for Cale's motivation, he wants to stop Selena from killing the prince. Kane's motivation was really straightforward and easy to understand. He wanted to be the best. Why is the bad guy the one with the most easily explained motivation? The only character who I really liked, I said before, is Nehemia. Her motivation was good, even though parts of it were still hidden, but I think that's again for like the suspense and so that you'll keep reading more. Overall, I can't sugarcoat it. The book annoyed me. It felt more like a Mills and Boon romance novel than anything else. I don't know, I just don't like it. If you somehow enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, even if it's disagreeing with me. I'd love to hear your take on the book, what you thought of it, if you actually liked the characters, if you thought their motivation was good enough, if you thought the romance was believable. If you think one of my points was unfair, please also mention that in the comment, tell me why, so that you can bring me over to the light side of liking Throne of Glass. You can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Goodreads, all under the same username of HufflepuffIsm, and I'll see you in my next video. Ciao for now, monkeys.